The prosecution has prepared a palette comprised of misrepresentations, exaggerations, distortions, and lies in an attempt to paint a picture of Cruz Castillo as a man who would commit murder. He also made reference to William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet and proceeded to tell a story about Eden Capwell and Cruz Castillo that was equally as fictional. He mentioned no evidence because he has none. There is no evidence that Cruz Castillo had an affair with Elena Nicholas. There is no evidence that Elena Nicholas threatened Cruz Castillo, and there is no evidence that Cruz Castillo pulled the trigger of the weapon that killed Elena Nicholas. Mr. Timmons would have us believe that a man with Mr. Castillo's record of courage, honesty, and integrity, a man dedicated to the protection of life, not the destruction of it, would resort to murder. As for Mr. Timmons' claims of an affair between Cruz Castillo and Elena Nicholas, Cruz Castillo was as faithful to Eden Capwell when he presumed her dead as he had been in the months preceding her tragic accident. In spite of every effort on the part of Ms. Nicholas, Cruz Castillo never succumbed to her advances. My colleague, Julia Wainwright, and I will present evidence proving that Elena Nicholas was a strange and manipulative woman, a woman who resorted to acts of violence on more than one occasion, a woman who came to Santa Barbara under an assumed name with revenge as her agenda. When the jury is made aware of the atrocities committed by Ms. Nicholas, it will come as no surprise to them that she herself met with a violent end. Now, the prosecution has made it obvious that they intend to present any sordid detail they can manufacture in order to construct a triangle that never, ever existed. The prosecution also made reference to a tragedy having taken place. Ladies and gentlemen, the tragedy is taking place, and that is the tragedy of a good and honest man being publicly vilified for a crime there is not one iota of real evidence that he committed. The defense will show clearly, concisely, and conclusively that Cruz Castillo is the one man in Elena Nicholas's twisted life who would not, could not, and did not kill her.